32259 323. Yeah, I was starting a video. You know how I'm always looking at numbers. So I was like, hey, it's 322 as I'm beginning this video. So we know Trump's going to be 322 days old 3 days from now, which could be after he goes down. What if he goes down on the full moon? That would have meant his rising up through a full moon was just figurative language, that the actual event is the full moon. Because in Donnie Darko, there was the song called The Killing Moon. Um, the Killing Moon, Donnie Darko. So does he get killed on a full moon? Well, I want to look at a few things about Trump today. He is 28319. 83 is murder code. He's 77 years, 6 months, 12 days. So I want to look at a mother and daughter. Okay. One, the daughter, birthday 319, which is how many days Trump is. And then the mother, you see this 612, 77 years, 6 months, 12 days. Well, that's who do you want to do first? We'll do the mother first here. 77 years, 6 months, 12 days. She's born Gateway Arch Day 10/28/1973. Her number is 55244. You times her times this year. She's got the 1117 built into her number, along with 175 for all capital letters, Revelation 17:5, Mystery, Babylon the Great, which begins when the book of Revelation is open spiritually in earnest at that deadly wound of 1117. So after the 1117 fusion of 17:5, Revelation 17:5, you then get into 586 BC, which is Israel going into captivity symbolism, or the number 86, which is Trump going down. But you see the 612 at the end? The 612 at the end. Well, that's how many days old Trump is today on this full moon. He is 77 years, 6 months, 12 days, hence the 612 combination. This person has a daughter born 319. Trump is 28/319 days old. Her birthday is 3 times 19 times 1998. The 98th verse is White Horse verse. Another thing about 1998, that 998 combination, the mother is 9998 days away from Donald Trump. If you include both their birthdays, they're 9999 days, 9,999 days. This 319 young lady has the 11-3 when the One World Trade Tower was opened. So that's the rising symbolism. Got the 138 in her number for Donald Trump and simple gematria. Got 38 murder code fused in there, of course. Got 88 in her number for Trump and simple gematria, and the 86ing of him. All in her number, her first name, middle initial, and last name comes to 148, the same as Trump's first name, middle initial, and last name. And she's born at 8:08 a.m. So this is a big day, actually, quite frankly speaking. It's just a big day. And I want to close out with, I hope you're subscribed to Telling Truth 3 and my old channel, which was Telling Truth Archives. I had to lay videos down onto that channel. Where are we at? I never know how to get to my channel. Hang on. There we go. So, Telling Truth 3, they wouldn't not allow me. They said I had reached my upload limit. Maybe that's just from a cell phone. I don't know. But Skyfall versus No Time to Die. 58 seconds. Yoni Divine Feminine Hand Signal. So kind of going over things I had gone over a long time ago, decoding Skyfall. Wolf Blitzer for the Wolf Full Moon. In Skyfall, which is all about his deadly wound and his rising and his resurrection. January 25 code in Skyfall. Explosion code was at the 212 mark of the movie. Then you move over to my Telling Truth archives, using that as a backup channel also, I guess, here now, is Skyfall 216 code equals Antichrist. Pelham 123 is January 123. Lyrics to Sure Shot, Beastie Boys. And James Bond's hobby is resurrection. Skyfall versus iPet Goat, Year of the Dragon video. 226 February 26th or June 22nd is coded heavily in Skyfall of when he takes flight and how they say good luck and how that's always 88 and so forth. So that's at both different channels that I had to lay those videos out on. And the last thing I wanted to look at, my Mayday friend did the axe throwing one time for a team building project. And she posed for the photo. That's her hand. And it hit on that 404, which is the Book of Revelation. And it's red, of course. It's red and black. Red horse or black horse. Famine. And you see the 1, 2, 3, like it's bullseye 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's 4, 3, 2, 1 going out. So this would have been the Lord's synchronicity if he was to ever go down on December 3rd or January 23rd. Well, that January 23rd is 2 days before a full moon. So that becomes a big deal, doesn't it? And it's followed by the 404, which is then his rising 2 days later when the Book of Revelation is officially open. And it's really opened when he goes down because it's just a formality of him receiving his crown 2 days later when he spilled spiritually. The abyss is open and he is spiritually risen with the spirit of Satan possessing his body. Entered in through the technology, actually, which is, we showed you an iPet Goat. So what else do we have going on? There's actually a lot in the press. So when Leave the World Behind ended, the first names that popped up in the credits before any actors, directors, anything, it was Adam and Daniel. Adam, the bright man, and Daniel, the still man. Daniel M. And you never know. I always think they're running the con because there's always, play along with me, there's always an Adam in their credits. Pretty much there's multiple Adams in their credits of movies. 2 hour 86ing day. This was back in the 212. Oh, Michael Jackson's death to the day after the Super Bowl. You do have 718 code. You have 175 in the months. For Revelation, again, 17:5, all capital letters, mystery, Babylon the Great. 761 in the weeks. So let's run it to our full moon date in January, which we're also now hot on. Do you know it's a perfect 761 weeks? 761 verses are the combine of 404 Revelation and 357 Daniel. 761 code is gigantic. And the full moon, the wolf full moon, it's a direct hit. It's 14 years, 7 perfect months. It is a perfect 175 months. It's a perfect 761 in the weeks. So anytime you have 175 months, by and large, basically you have 761 in the weeks. So Mystery of Babylon the Great is coded with the book of Revelation and Daniel through God's synchronicity like that. Remember, the Lord said, I create evil, I create darkness, I, the Lord, do all these things. Any of the numbering you see that Mystery Babylon puts out is just God giving you their upside down version of the ability to do the same. They're able to code things with numbers. God has coded his word with numbers. All the sevens in Revelation and so forth are about cleansing. Let's continue. But that's gigantic. That's a big deal. I didn't even know that till I just popped on there. We've told you. So Bad Moon Rising. Bad Moon Rising. Killing Moon. Wolf with Jack Nicholson. These are all things I need to look at. And I'll do that in a different video. As far as we've got time. We're in no hurry to start to nail down this wolf full moon. And really, most of that, a lot of that gets into prep. I want to get into that later for the wolf full moon. Girl with a dragon tattoo. We'll do that later. Wolf Blitzer. So Wolf Blitzer is born on 322. Fascinating that he is in Skyfall and that's the wolf full moon where we suspect the 322 incident will occur. We'll get into how many days. Well, we can run it now. 322, 1948. Let's just do it. 322, 1948. Wolf Blitzer. What were the chances that Wolf Blitzer? 322. What's the chances of that? I know, right? 2772. So it's 27,702 days. Wolf Blitzer will be 75 years, 10 months, 3 days. He's 9/11 on the 86ing day. So if you go to the 23rd when he would go down, Wolf Blitzer is 9/11. 910 months, 1 day. Drop the 0, 911. And he is a perfect 27,700 days old on the 86ing day. That's a big deal. That Wolf Blitzer is 9/11. And then he would be rising through his full moon. That's a big deal. Do y'all remember the A13 code that they used to show in movies all the time? A13 code in movies. We could go ahead and do that. We just did the search. I guess they were in Pixar movies, I think it was. Back in our so it's A113 code, not A13. Pixar, did you know A113 Pixar? Well, that's Antichrist 11.3 code is what it is. And A11.3, because the One World Trade Tower rose or opened on 11.3, which of course is 311 code. It's 33 code. It's all that different stuff. So Bond had the A represents 1, so it's still it's 11311 fused with a 119 for Donald. And then the year 1975. .386 code, 868 code. So in Bond's Skyfall, add to 386. 38 is murder code. 86 means to get rid of or to eliminate. And the car, it was not the same car he was following. That was a car he was following. That was dark blue. And then the car he was following was 868. So it's the 86ing. And just to tell you that we've nailed that 68 is a reversal of 86. So that's coding the rising. 86 is 1117 and 68 is 117. Notice Zechariah 1117 has 117 in the number. 1117 versus 117. So that was Bond. That was right after the Take Flight 226 and all that stuff. We will definitely be looking at February 26th. I don't know why we would be looking at February 26th other than to push the wrong button. So if we look at when we go to February, the full moon, I believe, is the 24th. It's going to drop a day. Yeah, it's the 24th. 26th, we would be in a Libra moon at 9:30 a.m. It's a full moon in Virgo at 7:30 p.m. Ah, you know what you have? A new moon at Revelation 17:5. 1758 is the new moon, culminating at 7:30 a.m. on February 24th, Barbra Streisand's birthday. Remember, she made a big deal about that when she won a Grammy many years ago. So my second wife and I, the lady we showed you earlier with a 1028 birthday, she and I's combined number is very freaky because it has a mathematical anomaly to where you take our combined number. I'm 82362. When that's what you get when you times 7 times 6 times 1961. Of course, she's 1028, 1973. She's 55244. You times my number times her number times the year, you get the anomaly of rotating middle digits of. Right now, we're in the 628, 128 mode for a 16-year period. Then it'll flip to 629, 129. We just finished 16 years of 627, 127. Well, back in 1988, the Donnie Darko year, we were in the 125, 625 rotation. In 1988 specific, it's 125. So January 25th full moon is dead center in the middle, like they always are. They're always in the middle, these rotating numbers. In 1988, the 125 is in our combined number. How crazy is that? In Trump's year, 1946, that's a few decades, that's 4 decades previous, we're in the 623, 123 rotation. You see the 123 in the middle. So the year Trump's born, his 86ing day is dead in the middle. January 23rd, there's 88s on both sides. So she and I times the year Trump was born has the 88 bookends. When you take our combined number, you see it right here. It's 455,000. So you have 45 for Trump, you have 500 for Antichrist and Strong's Concordance baked right into our combined number. That's mind-blowing. Since 1988, us times 1988 is a single digit followed by 0. Multiply it by 7154, which is God. Told to do that decades ago, way before I understood what the numbering was going to mean. So when you do that, the number expands out to 10887777. That's actually a lot more personal numbers, but it is, well, you have Eve, 710. Eve is 710 in Jewish gematria. But boy, there's way more to this. My friend whose number is 7856, he and I combined begin with 647. He is always paramount and present in big things. But anyway, again, that's more personal stuff. But again, you do have the 88 fused with Eve. So that's a close-up of his right eye wound in Skyfall. Because it was all about the deadly wound, and he said that his hobby was resurrection. They say 86 to 97 in the movie, which after the 86ing is actually the 97th verse, which is the opening of the seal. And then his 68, his rising, is the 98th. That's him receiving his crown. That's pretty interesting. So as he's talking, he says 86 to 97. That's right there in the captioning. Always watch the movies with captioning. So you have 666 coded right there, right over Bond's head. Yeah. You have 6 times 6 times 6, which is 216. And that's also February 16th. That's the day after the 3-day Lupercalia, which is 13th through the 15th. The A, of course, is for Antichrist. And then the other, when you see the 216, it's at the 144,000, so to speak, mark, 144 followed by a 0, because the Antichrist is for that church. That's the Antichrist job, is to persecute the church, which is to cleanse the church. We all, through much tribulation, enter the kingdom. The great tribulation is the church's final cleansing so they could enter the kingdom. Because like I tell people, 99.99999% of the church is lost today. They're in all different world religions spread across the earth. The great tribulation will call people from all corners of the earth. They will be awakened out of their fake world religions, Far Eastern, Middle Eastern, the fake Christianity, which abounds in the United States or in pagan Rome, Europe, and really all across the world, along with Middle Eastern, Far Eastern, all fake pagan religions. The fake Christian world abound today is all about free will, eternal torment, hell. Yeah. Water baptisms instead of spiritual. So let's keep going. Storm's coming, of course. Talking about the coming storm when Trump said, calm before the storm. So in The Dark Knight, which I just started to decode that one again, the bus that comes into the bank at the very beginning. The tag is 48, which is Donald Trump in full reduction. Fused with 812, which is by and large each year when Sirius the Dog Star rises. On leap years, I don't know if that changes. But 812 is when Sirius the Dog Star rises. I don't know how much action we would get out of that. If we searched it, we can try. Sirius the Dog Star rises August 12th.
According to NASA, ads. The modern dog days extend from the 3rd of July to the 11th of August, being one day less than the ancients reckoned, and it will therefore be readily seen that they have no reference whatever to the rising of Sirius with the sun, which occurs at Pres tilde end about the 12th of August.
So the 12th of August, it rises. Now the 3rd of July, when it goes dormant, that's when Back to the Future came out. That is when I Pet Goat was released onto their Heliofont YouTube site. So the fact that they, and their world is all about the dog star, Sirius the dog star, along with Venus, which is Lucifer, because it's seen in the day and at night. Anyway, so it's Donald Trump fused with Sirius the dog star. That's a big deal in their world, a very big deal. And that's coded right at the beginning of The Dark Knight. District 22, like we've always told you on the school bus, and we found out that 22 is murder. And the 22 prime, or the 22nd prime number, is 79. 79 is murder in simple gematria. That is why that is coded like that. Along with Groundhog Day. We have to always keep our eye on Groundhog Day. Always. Always have to keep our eye on Groundhog Day. Which is 2-2. Oh, okay, and we're done with the prep. So this ended up being a big video. If you want to look at the playlist, I don't monetize my channel, so I don't do this to sell. But the January 23rd event, Wolf Full Moon Rising, along with February 12th. February 12th has 17 videos. This January 23rd event has 7 videos. They're all very interesting to watch, I think, if you like tracking all this stuff like I do. I'm glad y'all are here. I love you. Please visit TS Daily Bible Studies, another non-monetized channel. And TS Daily Bible Studies. Click playlist and begin one from the beginning. Either Daniel 12 study or click Hebrews. We will start Thessalonians on Wednesday. All right, love you.